And investigations found that at least 1,700 civilians have been killed in airstrikes by Sudan's armed forces since the start of the civil war there. Well, the report by the Sudan Witness Project found warplanes had launched more than 300 attacks on residential neighbourhoods, markets, schools and camps for displaced people. The Sudanese army has not responded to the BBC's request for comment, but has previously denied any allegations of targeting civilians. Well, for more on this, let's speak to our Africa correspondent, Barbara Plett-Usher. So, Barbara, what were the conclusions of the report, first of all?
Well, Regini, first I'd like to say that the Sudan Witness Project focused on strikes carried out by warplanes because it wanted to track alleged attacks by the Sudanese military, and only the military has warplanes. Its rival, the paramilitary rapid support forces, have drones, but not planes. So the patterns that emerged from its data were consistent or multiple strikes on residential neighborhoods, on crowded markets, also a number of alleged attacks on humanitarian sites and hospitals, as well as using unguided munitions in populated areas. And in that respect, the Sudan Witness Project verified images from the displaced people's camp in North Darfur, Zamzam, which showed a bomb that had fallen into the camp. It did not explode, so they could check it out, and it was an unguided bomb. It was the kind that is made by Sudanese weapons manufacturers. There was another bomb that also fell at the same time, Regini, and it did explode. That created a much larger crater and also damaged the area and created a number of injuries.
Yeah, we can see some of the images on the screen there, Barbara. Well, what's the army saying about all of this?
Well, the Army's not saying anything to us. We did ask for a response, but they have previously denied allegations that they target civilians. They have said they only target RSF, Rapid Support Forces, locations that are legitimate military targets. They accuse the RSF of taking shelter in residential areas. They say that they are upholding international humanitarian law when it comes to protecting civilians. And the Sudan Witness Project does say that the results of its research are not, they're not completely conclusive because it's based on available information rather than full access to all the airstrikes. And available information is hard because it's a war zone. It's hard to get good telecommunications, videos that can be verified, satellite imagery, credible sources. So what they did was they had hundreds of reported attacks that they investigated, and by doing that, by doing the large amount of these attacks, they were able to come up with patterns that they could fairly confidently attribute to the Sudanese Armed Forces.
And Barbara, this is a conflict which has been going on for a couple of years now. Where does things go from here now?
Well, in terms of the air war, it's actually becoming more of a drone war, Regini. As I said, the RSF has drones, and the Sudanese Witness Project said in recent months the armed forces had started to use drones rather than aircraft, and they are just as deadly. There have been a number of strikes reported over the past couple of months after this Sudanese Witness Project ended. For example, a strike on a tribal council in the Kordofan region, which killed a lot of tribal leadership, blamed on the army. A strike just in the past week on a kindergarten, which killed 63 children, blamed on the RSF. Now, both sides blame each other for attacks, but I spoke to one monitor who said actually neither side is very effective with its military strategy in terms of changing the dynamics of the war, in terms of it making a military achievement. There have been some exceptions, but this war monitor said largely it's the civilians who pay the price. It's a war on civilians.
OK, Barbara Plett-Usher, thank you very much, as always, for your reporting and highlighting the conflict there.